Before you go jumping to conclusions, I have a surprise for you.
I know.
How many of you like balloon animals? You like balloon animals? Well, as you can imagine, I do exactly one kind of balloon animal. And it's incredibly complicated. Yes, there he is, the rubber boa. Oh, you're impressed, I can tell. Now wait a minute, there is a real rubber boa, but I couldn't use him for this. You'll see why in a minute. The real rubber boa is not really made of rubber, he just looks like he is. He's also nowhere near such an airhead. But this one is going to explain something that you have to know about snakes that live in cages.
I would touch him.
Do you know what the most important thing is?
That's a snake.
It's a balloon. The most important thing about snakes in cages, you know what it is?
What?
You have to buy the cage first. You want that? Never come home with a snake and say, Mom, what can we keep this in? Nothing in the house will keep him in. And she won't be happy when he's roaming the house. Believe me, he won't be happy. It's a dangerous place. Now, in the cage, you got to have certain things. You got to have fresh water every day. That's a big deal at my house. I have 45 snakes. And you got to have warm spots and cold spots. You got to have branches to climb on for exercise. But you know what the most important thing is to the snake? So important that he doesn't have this, he won't eat. It's a place to hide. Remember, you're too big to eat, so he's afraid of you. So if he doesn't have a place to hide from you, he won't eat. So let's just say, for argument's sake, that our rubber boa is able to hide in, say, an empty wooden box. Now, normally it wouldn't be wide open where you could see inside. It would just have a hole about the size of the snake, and he'd climb in and out. But just for argument's sake, let's say that our rubber boa is able to hide in his empty wooden box. Now, as long as he's got a place to hide, he'll feel all safe and secure. And if he feels safe and secure, he'll eat. And if he'll eat, he'll grow. Sometimes they grow so fast, it seems like magic.
Whoa.
He's become a real boa. And it's still just an empty wooden box.
How did you do that? I found a balloon.
I know you weren't expecting a magician, but it was a pleasure to magish for you. Aren't you glad you weren't expecting a wizard?
I found a balloon. I'm trying to lick you.
So you like magic, do you?
Yeah!
You get that. Would you like to see a little bit more?
Yeah!
All right, first let me figure out where to put him. I'll put him in with the Taiwanese vinyl snake. He doesn't take up much room.
I know you.
Genuine vinyl from Taiwan.
Yeah, I remember.
Let me see here.
Oh, yeah.
How am I going to do this? A little taller space. Good.
Yeah.
This box right here. Now you know, kids,
I'm going to shoot it up.
these days, when you try to do magic for kids, it seems to me that all anybody wants anymore these days is the really flashy stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh, another snake.
I mean, they expect that you're going to be doing things, oh, I don't know, like tossing balls of fire in the air.
Oh,
I never do that.
do it again.
Do it again? I never do that, so do it again. You really insist?
How do you do that?
You gotta have, can you keep a secret? Good, so can I. Let me see here. You want one more ball of fire, you sure?
Yeah. You never do that.
Never do that.
Where's your finger?
Set!
I'm standing the whole time the bottle is.
Here's another example. What is this?
Why?
That is correct. However, this is an illusion because it makes it look like I have money to burn. Stunned silence will do. Let me see here. What else do I have in here?
Where is this snake snaky?
Oh, we'll back to snakes, I promise.
Your wallet.
Yeah, I promise we'll get back to snakes. Let's see here. Now wait a minute, for the next thing, I need something that I don't have. Let me see if I can find it. Right there. Now would you say that's a real coin?
Yeah.
Double check, make sure it doesn't bend. Does it bend or anything? Try it. Does it bend?
I will.
Real coin, okay. Would you say that that's a real glass?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Good. Now, well,
It's still a real glass.
that's why they call it a tumbler. Yes.
Why did that crack in the bottom of it?
Now, the crack, well, would you say that that crack is big enough for this coin to fit through?
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
You want to double check? Will it fit in there? No. No. Okay, watch this. Because it happens very fast.
Whoa! Hey!
Yes.
Are you magic? You guys are porcelain on your You're a snake guy. How do you know magic? When you treat snakes how to be actually.
Well, you never know with snakes.
Snake magic.
You want a card trick?
Yeah!
This is not a tough card trick. There's only 2 cards. I have a king of diamonds and I have a 2 of spades. Everybody see them? Ordinary cards. Now, I'm about to destroy both of these cards. It should be right down here. Watch. I'm going to start, but I'm going to fold this king of diamonds on top of himself, just like that. So there he sits, just like so. Now, I'm going to take the 2 of spades, and I'm going to fold him the other way. Now, that means that I can slide this 2 of spades right into this king of diamonds. Everybody see?
Yes.
Now, to make it even easier for you to see what's going on, I'm going to actually fold the 2 on top of the king. Now, any of you know what the Bermuda Triangle is? The place where everything that sails in doesn't come out the same way? That's what the 2 of spades just became. This is the Bermuda Triangle, because nothing that goes in comes out the same way. Watch. That's
Oh,
odd.
I know how to do that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I know how to do that.
Watch. Here we go. Look at this. Now, even weirder, I'm going to tear the king all the way off. So there is the 2 of spades, just like he was. Here's the king of diamonds, and he's folded the wrong way, and yet, even though they go different ways, the tear matches exactly.
It's on the back. I know how to do that.
Everybody see it?
Ah, I can see the back.
Pretty cool?
No, you're not doing magic. You're not. Oh, that's not nice. Really?
Perhaps you'd rather I had sat home all day turning newspapers into $100 bills.
Yes. Yeah. Whoa.
Let me see here. Let me see here. Oh, that's okay. You can keep that. Now, let's do one more card trick. Now, for this, I need my pad so you can see what's going on. Now, Josh, this is your standard pick a card trick, but instead of, got wet out there, didn't it? Instead, now everybody leave this alone, watch. Instead of shuffling, I'm going to absolutely give you a choice of every single card in the deck. Let me try that again, see if I can spread it better. Okay, there's the entire deck. Pick, now don't, he's going to pick, and you can pick any card you want, just, is that the one you want? Right there, the 9 of clubs, just leave that there. Leave that there. Now, here we go. Here we go. Out of all 52 cards, you picked the one you wanted. Now watch. This is a blue deck. Everybody see? Blue deck of cards, right? But the only card you picked out of all 52, look.
He's thinking.
Now I've got that magic. Okay, well that's good. You guys want to see it? You guys want to see a cobra?
Yeah!
That's where we stand back.
Actually, he's supposed to squeak.
Hey, that's not a real one!
I think we've established that.
It's just a little tiny
The guy who had the cobra also had another cobra. He also had 4 rattlesnakes and 4 vipers. And and a desert horned viper, and a rhinoceros viper, and a python this big around. And animal control showed up in a dog wagon. So they took the python. Everything else went in my van to the Dallas Zoo, and the guy got a ticket for each one of those illegal snakes. So all I got was a ticket, 14 tickets, $2,000 each. So now I don't bring cobras to kids' parties. So, let's see, another quick thing. Oh, here's something about cobras, though. This has to do with... I was at this... I'll work on it. This is a lot like that, though. I was doing this one party where the mom was having the kids do all those craft projects. You know what I mean? They cut the spiral out of the paper plate and make a coat snake and all that. My favorite was they were taking old neckties, old men's ties, and they were sticking coat hangers in them and little eyes and little tongues and making little cobras. Very cute. You haven't lived till you've seen a paisley cobra. But since that was my favorite, I'm doing my tribute to that. I'm going to take this ratty old men's necktie, and I'm going to roll it up like a snake. I'm going to put it on one of these old magician's tray things. I want you to pretend that that tray is one of those snake baskets, and then I'm playing a flute. Now that is a deadly tie. And watch. Down, boy. Stunned silence again. How nice. Yes.
Make a new trick.
A new trick? Okay, let's see.
No. Hold on. Make a real cobra.
Yeah. Now, you know what? Sometimes, because I'm a magician, I can keep things in weird places. You guys know what you have to feed baby snakes? Baby mice. They call them pinkies. Pinkies grow up to be fuzzies, and fuzzies grow up to be hoppers. And you got to know all this if you're going to order from Mice on Ice. But I happen to, when I feed baby mice to baby snakes, you know what I use? Because I don't want to use my fingers, that'd be an SOD. You know what I use? I use chopsticks. And because I'm a magician, I'm the only person I know who can keep a pair of chopsticks right here in his wallet.
Those are big.
Stunned silence again. Actually, if you don't mind, before I go any further at all, I'm just going to take a really quick break here and pour myself a glass of water. Now, kids, everything you do in life, I want you to pay attention to what you're doing, even if all you're doing is pouring a glass of water. Boy, making me work for that applause, aren't we?
Well, that was pretty cool.
Actually, since I've got some water, let me do one more thing with the water.
Why can't you go to snakes?
Now here, since I've got some water, I'm going to take this empty styrofoam coffee cup. Everybody see?
Yes.
Okay, now watch.
Yes.
Okay, now watch. I'm going to pour every drop of this water into this cup. Here we go. See it go in? Now, remember my chopsticks? One, two. Now this is where you gotta know what you're doing. 1, 2. You just want to see me get wet, don't you?
Yes.
1, 2, 3.
It's invisible water.
Invisible water. That's exactly it. Yes. You nailed me.
Invisible cup of water. Make a cup invisible.
Okay, now one more thing. And this has to do with safety, and then we'll get back to snakes. Okay?
Turn a balloon into a king cobra.
This has to do with safety. And let me show you what I mean. Because just because you guys see me up here working with fire does not mean that it's safe to play with fire. You know that, right? All of you know that, right? I mean, I never want to hear about any of you playing with matches.